Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series.
Because creators are businesses.
What we do is not simple.
Give, the fans everything that they deserve.
Being creative
is like doing a 5,000 piece puzzle.
is something that you can learn and do over and over again.
Always be as authentic as I can be.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series. I am thrilled to have Miss Pamela Dale here with me. She is the creator of the Client Code. It is a framework designed to help service-based entrepreneurs build profitable and sustainable businesses without burnout. Pamela, thank you so much for joining me today.
Danielle, it's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what we get up to.
Yes, I'm so excited. And I love that you have created this because it's such a massive thing. And what really spoke to me about all this is the burnout piece. Because as an entrepreneur, you yourself as well, as you're going and creating something, whether it's a product-based business or something else, it is so common for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to work themselves to the bone. And so I love this burnout piece.
I love it too. And I've got a few surprises about burnout that I think will be very impactful for people that I learned as I continue to walk down this journey. So I used to hit a wall. And I used to call it burnout, right? If we could all imagine or have felt what that's like, you start Monday full of hope and Friday, what the F happened? Right? So sometimes you just keep going and you work through weekends and you go and go and go. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, that's it, I'm out. Yeah. And sometimes you just crash on a Friday and by Monday you've, gathered your loins and off you go again. And some days you burn the business to the ground.
Yeah.
Right? We've all probably experienced that as a result of the thinking that goes on in the entrepreneur's mind versus what's really happening. My coach, I used to love that word. It was one of my favorite words. And then one day I heard her say, burnout comes from actually producing something. Productivity. Well, I could look back on my week and not see a lot of productivity. So then what happens is, let's take a look at the calendar. What's actually causing the burnout?
Yeah.
It's the thinking associated with the business that's causing the burnout.
Okay.
And then what happens is we start doing those activities that have been famously quoted as buffering. We're buffering with food, Netflix, social media, creating the next offer versus selling the one we have. So that's what's exhausting us. And that's what's actually taking us out of the game. If I asked a service-based business or a coach, how many people did you talk to today? Active conversations to move your business forward? They would probably say none.
Okay.
But they're exhausted, no?
Exhausted.
So what women don't know how to do, I love that every January, what's the question you see? What planner are you using? What's the latest planner? What's the best planner? And I'm like, bitch, we're still putting the wrong things on the planner. We don't know what to put on the planner. I don't know about you. You're a little younger than me, but we didn't have conversations about business when I was growing up. They didn't teach me that I could have a business. They taught me how to balance everything. And as a woman, I don't want to balance everything because I'm not a circus act.
Yes.
Right? I'm not a contortionist. I'm not a juggler. I'm not a whatever sideshow. This is my life. So a lot of times we're still doing things that we think we should be doing, that we were told we should be doing, that need done, but nobody else will do them kind of idea. And we live up to these standards of what a woman is supposed to be and do and have. Then, so we can't leave the dishes or the child is this or that. So we pile it all on and then we don't know what is it that's actually making money or what it is that I actually love or want to do. So the planner doesn't matter.
I love that because I do have a planner.
Don't we? I have two. I have like six. I could just plan and plan and plan.
Yeah. I love them. I need it because I'm like, everybody's like, don't you you have mobile calendars? I'm like, sure, but I need a written something
Sure, we absolutely do. But what we need to do is understand where the goals are. What is it that I really want? Not what I think I should want, or what do I really want? And then what does it really look like to get there?
Yeah.
And then reverse engineer that, put that on the calendar and sit the fuck down when it's time to do it. When your brain says it doesn't want to and you start scrolling social media, that's when the rubber hits the road. Then work like that for 6 months and you've got burnout. Oh, that's a different story.
That is very different. That is very, very different.
Right? So I'm not going to put down that I scrolled social media for 30 minutes. But you know it because I look at somebody's calendar, immediately I can tell what's all that white space. What'd you do?
Social media.
Right? I don't know. I didn't either. What was I doing with all my time? So it taught me how mixed up I was in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I should do this. I'm going to do this. Let's prepare to do this. Oh my God, I can't do this. What if somebody says, what if this happens? What if Bob, whatever, right? And then 30 minutes have gone by.
Absolutely.
So that's why burnout is really tricky, because we're using it as a word to justify that we actually haven't done anything in our business, but yes, we are tired.
How did the work with your coach and all of this, with this identifying this burnout, turn into you creating your own business and your own platform for people, for you to help other people?
I set a goal, $10 million in 5 years. So that's a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most would not even create a $1 million
Yeah.
in 5 years. Most would not create $2,500 a month. We won't even set goals because we know we can't trust ourselves to actually do the work. So that's where this planner comes in. You won't put anything on the calendar to even try the goal. And when you do put it on, you won't do it. So yourself knows you're not going to do it. So you're not even going to set goals. So you've just kiboshed your own self-confidence, confidence, all of it, right? So set a big goal and see what comes up. So if you've got to have some huevos though, to listen to the voice that says, I'm not worthy, I can't do it, I don't know how. Oh, you don't know how, nobody knows how, but you go try.
Yeah.
Right? And you get used to failing. So that's all I do is create a really big goal, and I do the best I can to reverse engineer the activities, and then I stick to the activities. My future self set for me, the one that's already made the $10 million, she's already talking to me like, you got this, we got this. Yeah, that's not going to matter tomorrow. It's going to be okay. But then the bitch in the back, the one in the back is my past. She doesn't know about goals. She can't think anything past right now. She's hungry. Or she's whatever. She's uncomfortable. She's scared. She's whatever. So my brain kicks in and goes, hey, slow the fuck down. This isn't going to be safe for you. So I'm going to feed you whatever has worked to get you to stop doing it in the past. I don't know what it is for you, but for me, it ain't going to work anyway. You know, there's a familiar voice that my brain knows, that's 5 billion years old, knows to calm me down. So I just have to go, perfect. I gotcha. There's nobody coming in the room. I got water. It's not on fire. It's not as scary as we think it is, but we will throw out, I'm too scared to talk to people. And my thought is, when did we become so fucking frail? That's your only fear? You've not been hungry. You're not starving. You're not out in the elements and lost your power for 4 days. Like, we could go a week with no power, probably be just fine. But we think talking to someone it sets us into such fear. We've blown it way out of proportion. So goals will knock everything off.
When you were going in and making this goal and you've been on this journey to hit this goal, have there been challenges as you've worked back from this that you've identified or that you've faced with all of this that you've just completely said, I'm going to kick your ass?
Yes. And I'm in the middle of one now. So there is an absolute difference between the woman who's making $250,000 a year and the woman who's making 10 million.
Yep.
If your business right now, just say, for example, somebody comes up to you who's made a shit ton of money and they go, you know what? I'm going to turn your business into $1 million tomorrow. We can do this. Well, then there must be something wrong with me. if that's possible, if somebody could come in right now and take my business to $1 million, then it's got to be me. So what is it about me? And
Right.
99% of the time, it's my identity.
Okay.
Do I believe that I'm a $10 million earner? Some days I don't. But each time I have made a shift, I have had to change the way that I think about myself. I can make $250,000 working 3 days a week as a service-based business owner. I don't even look for clients. They come, they just roll in. It's a great, I make an offer, they come back, they don't come back. I'm fine. 2 more on my calendar. Only need one a month. We're excellent. You can hear the belief. I don't even think about it. They're just rolling in. Until I got there, I struggled.
Okay.
The clients naturally come in when I believe. It's magic, but we don't know it's magic. We think we have to work hard and do all of these things.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's not even remotely what we need to focus on.
Yeah.
If I just focus on myself and where I'm going and what I believe about myself, everything else falls into place. But that's not what we're sold, are we? We're sold Instagram perfection. Oh, I've got this great program for 20 grand. I bought all of them. They didn't help me until I believed I could do it. Then I go out and get what I need. It's different than somebody coming from the outside and giving it to me because I built those businesses and they don't work for me. I must do this myself. I must find me in the process. And believe it or not, as a business owner, that's my stance. That's the only reason we're here. Your friends don't understand what you're doing. They're Netflixing and doing all the things you'd like to do some days, right? But you've just, for some reason, we've got this thing inside of our hearts and souls and minds that just, we can't not do this. So here we are, and this is the game. I must evolve into a $10 million and 5-year business owner, or I will never, ever, ever, ever achieve it. Now, you'll see that on Instagram tweets or Instagram beautiful, but it's different in your own room when you're splitting open and cannot figure out why it won't work. Because I can't see what I can't see till someone said it to me. And I was like, oh, that's what's wrong.
I see it.
I can't see it until I can see it. And I need somebody to point it out to me.
Now you've got some incredible services that you offer people that are, you were just saying, people are coming in and getting help with. You've got the client code, you've got the client collective, you've got the client catalyst. Is there a certain thing that you're seeing that people are coming to you out of these 3 per se and are needing the most help with, are needing your services the most, are needing your knowledge the most?
Right now, I am still a service-based business owner, starting a coaching business to show people what I'm actually doing right now. I didn't do it in COVID. I didn't do it 10 years ago. I do it right now, every day. People come in. I build software businesses for people. I build a 6- and 7-figure monthly recurring revenue stream for them. So that's what I do. And I teach people how to do the same thing. But this is the thing. It's all about you. It's all about me. What do I believe? What do I believe about money? What am I willing to do? What work am I willing to do? Am I willing to put things on my calendar and be uncomfortable, right? So they need this over here, but I work with women helping them do this at 3 days a week. You can make $250,000 just by following a simple process that I show people how to do, because we've got family, we've got all of these things, but wouldn't it just be great to not have to work 5 days a week? Jesus, 7, right? Most of the time. So the people over here really need my help. And I'm right in the middle of finding the language and finding what it is will resonate with them out there, because it is not easy out there right now. I don't advertise on this side. People refer me still. So that'll happen over here too, as soon as I get the identity right.
Absolutely. I love what I was reading about you as well, is that your work is about rewriting the rules of success.
Yes.
That stuck out to me because I think everybody's got their own image and own definition of what success is. And I think that's important for everybody to have their own definition of success. But I think sometimes, like we've been talking about, as an entrepreneur, we get caught up in this idea of what success is supposed to be as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, as all of these different titles, because we see other people that have similar titles have success. There
You
are,
would be surprised what they're putting out on the internet and what is actually going on in their own business and in their own homes.
yeah.
One of the greatest things I ever did was get into a higher level mastermind where people talked about what was really going on and have a look on the inside. It's nowhere near what you think it is. So I was comparing myself to that. Why do I feel half crazy when I can see that they look amazing? What's wrong? Until I had a female leader show me what it looked like, what she's going through. She told the truth online. That made a difference for me. So I could understand that this is the path. I'm not doing something wrong because my brain wants to feed me, you're doing it wrong. It must be wrong if I feel this way, if I'm so afraid and this isn't happening the first time, 16th time out, it's not working, right? But that's what I get from people that are further down the path than me. It's very important to understand that this isn't what we think it is. It's the hardest thing we'll ever do. And it's important to do it our own way because there's nothing worse than building a business you hate.
I would almost say it's working in a job that doesn't fulfill you.
It's worse because you can never walk away from it.
I love that. It's very resonating with me. And I love that part of what you've said as well is creating a business that works for you. Because I feel like sometimes, like we were just talking about, you have businesses that like you start working for the business, not the other way around.
Right.
You want almost an even playing field as an entrepreneur with something that you've created, something that gives back to you and you give the same energy back to it.
A lot of women don't understand that business needs to be profitable. So when a business is not profit driven, meaning that you get a salary as well, and that the business is profit driven, we don't set it up properly to begin with. We set it up based on what would I charge per hour? And we are constantly on that hourly treadmill. And then we get into what I call the gender tax, which is women tend to see what we do as unvaluable because we've been taught that our labor is free, that it's not valued. It's the stuff that nobody else wants and it's not important. What the man does is important. So we bring that into our business and we're doing 14 revisions and taking behavior, accepting behaviors from people we would never accept. But because they have the money, we need the money. So we think we have to bow down to it versus becoming an expert in your field and being the one who wants to run this and run a project for someone that's going to make the money. So it's a switch in the mindset as well that what I know intuitively is valuable.
Yeah.
And then charge appropriately and then get it so that I can replace myself and build a real business.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just in a shitty job.
I want to go back to the goals thing real quick because I think it is important for everybody to make their own goals and make sure that it is goals that are important to them and not just what they think is going to be important externally. When someone is going and thinking about making a goal for their business, especially an entrepreneur or solopreneur, what is kind of the important things that people should take into account in making a goal that is important to them?
So there are different levels, right? So the first thing we do when we get into business, it's a little bit more of a side hustle and we're needing to cover some rent or a mortgage and some childcare, etc. So we've got a bottom line number. I need to make $5,000. I need to make 10 grand. So we're going to do, okay, 10 grand. So we're going to reverse engineer that. That tells me I need 120,000, but I actually at 50% tax, just for shits and giggles, I need 250,000. So if I want to work 3 days a week at 250,000, it's probably best to keep a business running, do the work and still find clients. I need to charge $15,000 for that, right? That gives me 1.67 clients a month. It's doable. Then we have to determine, how do I build a $15,000 service? Because if we're still doing $20 an hour per work, it won't work. it will never add up because you'll immediately cut that in half. So then it's like, okay, but VA work and graphic work and this work is all at different levels. Well, what if a VA came in and said, hey, I'm going to help come in as a actual member of the team that I don't need to feed and help and give orders to and watch and all of that, that takes time for me. If you come in and take over the whole role, then it's a different per hour rate, right? For those members, team members, but team members don't come in. They're still bringing in that this is invaluable and I'm just going to charge $5 an hour. Well, you're costing me more as a business owner. So we need to go and talk to business owners who are up to something, who need assistance. If we're getting pushback, we're just not talking to the right people. If you're good at what you do, it's really, really important to raise your rates and fulfill for yourself and for them. There needs to be an exchange of value, and it's got to be self-worth way over on the shelf over there. It's got nothing to do with your own worth. That's messy. That's just toxic.
Yeah.
It's never going to work. What's the service worth? That's how we charge. Deal with your self-worth over here tomorrow, this afternoon, but what's the service worth? This is really important. So if they want to set these goals, the first thing is do the math. There's some math and we won't do the math. We don't even know what our tax rate is. We don't think about Stripe fees. We don't think about we need 4 holidays a year. You're not working Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Or maybe, hopefully, right? And then a vacation never gets in. So there isn't anything for a basic understanding financially. We cannot hide in our finances in business.
No, not possible at all. And I think it's incredible what you pointed out too as well, because I think it's super relevant, not just for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs about the not getting paid what you're worth and in terms of what your services are worth, but it's also for women. We always think that we need to say, we'll do this for less money.
Right. Or we're slip into people pleasing, right? Oh, yeah, it's not going to cost me anything. It's just like 5 minutes for me to do this extra thing. But it's the emotional weight of it. It's the financial weight of it. And then what you've done is you've trained somebody. The most important person you're training is yourself. So this is not valuable. It's very valuable if it takes you 5 minutes. We've forgotten it's a natural gift and talent and experience and training. And it's just, this is what I charge. No more explanation needed.
Completely agree. I completely agree with you. Pamela, my last question for you is what continues to fuel your fire for everything that you do with the client code, with the work that you do specifically with helping everybody? What fuels your fire?
So once you make $250,000 a year, for myself, I live in Mazatlan, Mexico. It more than pays for my life. So what's the goal after that? More money, sure. But what propels that forward? For me, it needed to be bigger than me.
Okay.
So the number one phrase that we use around here is great things happen when women have money. Not enough financial power is in the hands of women, and many of us find ourselves unable to make a move. Not just physically, spiritually, health-wise, in any capacity, because we do not have enough money. We are constantly making choices between kids' shoes and my own health or somebody else's shoes. Like I'll use shoes because that was a really big example for me, right? Always buying my kids' shoes, like right till they were like 25. And I'm like, I think I'll stop buying your shoes, right? So if we can teach women how to start a business, they have choice. They have choice. What they choose to do with that is whatever. It's up to them. But if they have that choice, that's the most empowering thing that we can have. And we need money to do that. We can bamboozle ourselves and try to tell ourselves it's not about money. But I'm telling you right now, it's all about money. So we need to have enough to make these decisions. So I'm going to do as much as I can to first educate people on this fact that you need more money than you have and you need choice. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And by mastering the client game, that's the first step.
Love it.
Because when I master the client game, I've actually mastered myself,
Yep.
which is the funnest part.
I love it so much. And Pamela, I can't thank you enough for sitting down with me today and walking me through all of this. I'm going to go and make some very bold goals myself and work
Yay.
back on those. I love that. I love that mentality, and I can't thank you enough for shedding some light on all this and sharing your perspective. I so appreciate it.
Thank you, Danielle. It's such a pleasure. And thank you so much for the platform today.
I absolutely love it. I can't thank you enough. And you guys, I'm going to have all of Pamela's socials down below. Please go give her a follow. Go check her out on all of her socials. Stay up to date with everything that she's doing. And as always, I will see you guys back here next time. Bye, y'all.